On Thursday, October 16, 2025, the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, NIIA, joined the global community to commemorate World Food Day with an intellectually stimulating lecture themed Food Security to Sovereignty: How Far Has Nigeria Gone? The event, held at the Institute's main auditorium, brought together an impressive gathering of diplomats, scholars, policymakers, and agricultural experts committed to advancing Nigeria's food agenda. The keynote lecture was delivered by the Executive Governor of Niger State, Farmer Dr. Mohammed Umar Bago, whose remarkable achievements in the agricultural sector have positioned him as a leading voice in Nigeria's quest for food sovereignty. The distinguished former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Professor Sir Bolaji Akinyemi, CFR, served as chairman of the day, lending depth and prestige to the occasion. Among the dignitaries in attendance were the chief host and director general of the NIIA, Professor Egosa Osagie, the First Lady of Niger State, Hajia Fatima Mohammed Bago, His Excellency Salem Saleh Al Jabri, head of the Consulate of the United Arab Emirates, Prince Bisiolatilo, Chairman and CEO of Biscon Communications, Professor Adileji Nodu, renowned Professor of Political Science, Pastor Dotun Ojelabi, members of the Niger State Governor's entourage, and representatives of the armed forces and the Nigerian Police Force. The ceremony commenced with a national anthem, after which the Director General of NIIA, Professor Egosa Osagie, delivered a warm and insightful welcome address. He expressed appreciation to the distinguished guests for honoring the Institute's invitation and reflected on the theme's relevance to Nigeria's developmental journey.
Today is a day of great glory at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs. It is the World's Food Day, a day set aside to remind us that without food, there will be no world at all. And today we have as keynote lecturer a gentleman who read political science, but has today become the foremost farmer in Nigeria and in this part of the world. Governor Mohammed Umar Bago, who today is governor of Niger State, is our distinguished lecturer. And when Food Day, what came to mind was the complex issues around food sovereignty, food security, human security, nutrition, and all of the things that make up the entire value chain. But there is something else that has made Niger State very distinct and distinguished. It is the personage of the governor, whose title today is farmer. He has led a revolution that is unparalleled in the history of Nigeria.
In his opening remarks, the chairman of the occasion, Professor Bolaji Akinyemi, CFR, commended the Institute for sustaining conversations around national transformation and welcomed the keynote speaker, His Excellency, Farmer Dr. Mohammed Umar Bago, and other eminent personalities.
The DJ has said all that needs to be said, and that's the way it should be. Mine is just to put the covering on what he has said in welcoming you here and in letting the governor know that we are looking forward to a robust lecture that can focus our mind on one. You know, it's been said, and I hope they are wrong, but it's been said that the Third World War may focus on the struggle over water and struggle over food. So really, what the governor is going to tell us is probably should give us ideas as to how to avoid a Third World War, at least in our lifetime.
Taking the podium, Governor Bago delivered a compelling and thought-provoking keynote address, delving into the urgency of Nigeria's transition from food security to food sovereignty.
I decided to call myself a farmer and a governor, to give people the understanding that farmers are not poor people. Farmers are the richest people globally. But in our literatures, when they depict a farmer, he's carrying a hoe, torn hat, torn trouser, tattered clothes. This has discouraged generations upon generations from agriculture and farming in general. And because we're doing food diplomacy, according to the Director General of this institute, we're in a food diplomacy. We need to have the next generation of our leaders to imbibe the agricultural values and the value chain in total.
He emphasized the need to decolonize the nation's food system, strengthen strategic autonomy over what Nigerians produce and consume, and harness the country's vast agricultural potential to emerge as a global food power.
This year's theme, food security to food sovereignty. How far has Nigeria gone? It is a bold call to action and shift in paradigm, necessary to transition from just mere food security to sustainable food sovereignty. Food security is basically the ability to access nutritious food, whereas food sovereignty transcends mere access to nutritious food, but the control, dignity, and self-determination in food production. You can have food, you can import food, but for how long can it continue? So we're talking about the capacity to be able to produce what we consume and also be able to store in excess food that we need for tomorrow. As such, we must recognize the need to address the gap between food production and population growth, vis-a-vis investment in agriculture.
He highlighted Niger State's readiness to serve as a strategic partner in realizing Nigeria's agricultural ambitions and applauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's unwavering commitment to transforming the nation's agricultural landscape.
With our immense agro-ecological diversity, fertile land, water resources, climate, and vibrant entrepreneurial spirit, Nigeria has the potential to become a global food power. This vision must be enshrined as a central plank of our foreign policy. And I am proud to affirm that Niger State stands ready indeed as a pilot, eager to serve as a strategic resource to the federal government of Nigeria in this noble endeavor. This vision I submit must be woven into the fabric of our foreign policy. Niger State, under my leadership, stands fully prepared to serve as a strategic partner to the federal government of Nigeria in realizing this ambition. We are not merely growing crops, we are cultivating sovereignty, prosperity, and national dignity.
The intellectually charged session came to a graceful conclusion with the presentation of gifts to the keynote speaker by the Director General of NIIA, Professor Egosa Osage, followed by the recitation of the National Pledge. It was a day of reflection, inspiration, and renewed commitment to ensuring that Nigeria not only feeds itself, but commands its rightful place as a global agricultural powerhouse.